Alright, so I'm getting ready to replace some smoke detectors, and the reason is because these smoke detectors are over 20 years old. When we had this house built in '99, these are the smoke detectors that came in the house. And about half of them don't really work right. Now, they are hardwired and battery powered, but even whenever you put a new battery in, they just don't seem to work the way they should. So I'm replacing them, and you can see this one right here. The battery's out of bed anyway, because it would just go off no matter what. And what I'm replacing them with is a smoke detector slash carbon monoxide detector. Now, there's a couple different versions of these. There's a hardwired version, which not only does it take batteries, as you can see there, and this takes AA's instead of a 9-volt, but it's also hardwired. So it's got 115 volts feeding to it at all times also. And they all communicate with one another, so if one goes off, it triggers all the others. So you got a base, obviously, that's going to screw up. You got a connector, which it comes with the little pigtails. Now, if yours are not hardwired, you want to get the version that's just battery powered. So it's not going to be hardwired. It's just going to be a battery powered. They're actually a little bit cheaper. You can buy a set of 6, which is how many smoke detectors are in this house, or 6 of them. But I would highly recommend getting the smoke detector slash carbon monoxide detector. Anyway, let me get set up, and I'm going to show you how to get these put in. Really easy. Okay, so here we are at the smoke detector, and to remove it, all you do is you turn it. It'll unlatch it, and then disconnect the connector. Now, the first thing you want to do is make sure that the circuit's dead. And it is. I've got the circuit breaker tripped in the garage for these smoke detectors, and because they are fed with 120 volt AC or 110 or whatever you want to call it on home AC. If yours is hardwired, you need to do this. If yours is not hardwired, then you don't have to worry about this. You're just going to put the smoke detectors up with a couple screws and be done. Now, the new smoke detector is going to probably have a little tab right here, and that's what keeps the battery from making contact while it's being shipped and stored. So you're going to want to pull that out. You should hear a beep.
Test button.
And these actually have voice, so you'll probably hear that too. So the first thing we're going to do is hook the pigtail up. Now, some houses are going to use all 3 wires. Some's just going to use the black and the white. So if you're using all 3, I'm going to pull the end cap off. And I'm just going to retwist the wires, same color. White to white, red to red, black to black. Make sure that they're even whenever you put your cap on. you get that done, just kind of shove these back up in here. Now you got your pigtail hanging out. You're going to take your new base plate, line the holes up, turn it, and then just snug the screws up. Now you don't want to tighten them up so tight that it's deforming the base plate. Just tight enough to snug it up against the ceiling. Carefully plug the connector in. Make sure that the connector is lined up properly and snapped in. And there it is. That easy. I'm going to finish doing the rest of them. I've got 6 to do total, and then we'll do a test. And it would also be a good idea to write, at least on one of them, the date of install. That way, if 5-10 years down the road, you're trying to remember how old they are when you got them put in, you've got the date right there. So we're going to do a test. All 6 of them are in. All you got to do is just push the button. And there you have it. All of them sounded like they went off and worked like a champ. That's how easy it is to replace your smoke detectors / carbon monoxide detectors. There's the pile of the old ones. And it is a good idea to replace them periodically because they do degrade over time and quit working as efficiently. Depending on how many you have, I'll put the links to either the single ones. I believe you can get a 2-pack, 4-pack, and 6-pack. 6-pack's the cheapest way to go if you have 6 or more of them. Buying them singly is actually the most expensive way. The only tools you're going to need a screwdriver, or in this case a power screwdriver, a voltage checker to make sure that you do not have voltage whenever you start pulling those terminal lugs off, or a multimeter. Multimeter is probably the best way to go because you visibly see that you're at 0 volts, but this right here works good too. This is actually what I used. But a multimeter, some kind of a voltage checker, and a screwdriver, that's about all you need to replace these carbon monoxide / smoke detectors. Whole job literally took me about 30 minutes, start to finish. So very easy to do. And I actually checked some of these just now. I was checking just to see how many of them worked. Out of the 6, now one of them had the battery removed already because it just kept going off, and that was about a year ago. So I just removed the battery so it would just be quiet. Actually, I put a new battery in and it didn't do any good, so I just took the battery back out. But out of these 6, only one of them actually tested. So keep that in mind. When they get old, you think you're still good, you got fresh batteries in them, not necessarily good. Anyway, I'm out. You guys take care. And just one more thing, you do have a green visual indicator that your power is on and everything's good. And when I say power, your 110 volt AC power is applied. If you lose power to your house, that light will go out. So that's when the batteries will kick in. The battery is obviously a battery backup. So you should see a green light, on an everyday basis. Anyway, I'm gone.